Hello everyone, welcome back to SPR Pythons. I hope you're keeping well. Today we've got the kind of channel season overview, summary, whatever you want to call it. Basically looking at the holdbacks from the previous season, discussing surplus and how the market is, that kind of principle. So sit back, grab a coffee, and what we'll do is kind of have a little bit of a talk about the market, as I say, and then we'll get to the exciting part. I'll bring the light box in and we'll have a look at the actual holdbacks from last year. So how is the market going into next season, / what are my thoughts on the market in general? What is the market dead, right? That's the question that everyone is asking. First of all, I think to have a look at that, you've got to look at the reasons why the market is, I'm going to say, slow rather than dead, and we'll come to why. For me, there's three main reasons. One is cost of living crisis / the news, right? People are putting the news on every morning, and I'll try and keep this section as brief as possible. And if you want to skip to it, then what I'll do is, if I remember, get my brother to put a time slot on the screen now when we go into the light box and look at the holdbacks. But cost of living crisis, you know, they're telling you on the news every day, you got no money, right? And people start to believe it. There is an element of truth to it, obviously. But that means that people are too concerned to spend what they have got. That's a big factor. The second factor, and I know I'm going to blame COVID, and you know, can we still use COVID as excuses for everything? For the ball python industry, yes. So 3 to 4 years ago, we went through the first and the second lockdown, but we went through that COVID era. People were bored, people were at home, people were looking for things to do. People bought a lot of snakes, right? You know, Aussie's just put out an email to whoever's following him for kind of like the cycles of the market. And you know, the COVID era is one of the top cycles where everyone was selling everything because people were at home bored, buying animals and kind of, oh, that looks nice, getting into the hobby, which is fantastic. But it takes kind of 3 years on average to get a female ball python breeding. So everyone that purchased a bunch of ball pythons during the COVID era, they're now starting to breed. And what that's done is led to a significant amount of oversaturation. And as such, you've just got too many ball pythons for the demand currently. Now, that's got two kind of main impacts. One, a lot of people leave the hobby. And then two, a lot of people cut prices to just get rid of stuff as soon as possible. It is what it is. Yeah, it's tough. The third kind of reason for me is the scaremongering / animal rights. We know that obviously XL bullies have just had some government infiltration, legalization brought into the country. We know that recently, unfortunately, some of the animal rights groups got into the IHS show. It's just scaring people that, you know, ultimately what's coming down the line. But I think if you live your life in fear, you're not going to enjoy anything. That's just a very quick, simple approach to it for me. But I can understand why that would scare people. And if things get picked up further and further, then it might scare me too. But right now, it is what it is. But for me, that's the three main reasons why the market is slow. Now, the reason I say that it's not dead is, for me, there is evidence of it coming back. So if we just look at my own sort of numbers, where I track everything, I am HMRC registered. I never want the tax man turning up at my door, knocking on it. You know, I'm still weighing a loss, but ultimately one day I'd like to turn that into profit. And it's not about the money, but one day I'd like to. But even if I don't, you know, for example, this year I probably will make more money than I've spent, purely because I've not picked up too many animals and the market is so cheap right now. So I don't want him knocking on my door. So I am HMRC registered. So if we look at my financial year of April to April, April of 2023 to November of 2023, I sold 13 animals, right? In, how many is that? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. That was really quite pathetic, Matt. 8 months, right? I sold 13 animals. So that's pretty pathetic, right? If you look at November to today, when I'm recording this at the end of January, that's what, 3 months? God, my math's great here. 23 animals with, you know, 2 customers coming to look at potentially 3 animals in the coming week as well. So say they go, because I'm fairly confident on those, and even if they don't, but for the sake of numbers, we will. That would be 26 animals from November to today, which is 3 months. So 13 animals in 8 months to 23 animals in 3 months. Yes, I put some discounts on in that time, but what I would say is it's not all the lower end stuff. Things are going, and from that 8 month period to that 3 month period is 100% increase in the number of ball pythons I've sold. That to me is evidence of the market coming back. You've just got to be patient. What I've always said, or what I've always been told and kind of stuck with, you're only trying to sell a ball python to one person. You know what I mean? So just stick in there and see it through. But has that had a big impact for me? Yes, but that's kind of self-inflicted. I'm not a big fan of slashing all my prices to get rid of animals. Yes, I put some discounts on, and 90% of the time, what is the price on my Morph Market is not the genuine price. I'll just put it out there. Like, what I put on Morph Market is because I don't really want to hinder the market, reduce the value of any market animals, etc., etc. But if I've got an animal on there for a grand, you know, you approach me and say, well, you take 800 for a mat. Most of the time, I'm probably going to be fairly flexible. But I'm not going to put that price on the Morph Market page because I don't want to be a hindrance on the market or responsible for, quite frankly, reducing the value of my beloved pied and genetics within it. So that's probably why I've sold less, because I'm kind of less flexible, it would seem to people. But that's just my own stubbornness, really, and kind of I know it'll come back, so I'm not concerned. But yeah, it's not about the money. It really isn't. Yeah, I bred ball pythons before I realised there was any money to make in it. If there was if there was no money in it tomorrow, I'd still be breeding ball pythons. So I was saying to a customer yesterday, actually, at the time of recording, you know, I first got my snake at 13. I first started breeding snakes at 19. Sort of getting the animals ready to breed in around 17, 18. I'm now 24 this year. I've gone through sort of 4 jobs, 3 promotions. I'd like to think I'm doing okay career-wise and kind of personally-wise. And these snakes have seen me through all the way through that. And it's not like sentimental at all, but the point I'm trying to get at is if it was all about the money, do you think I'd have been in it through all of that change in my life? So, yeah, it's not about it, but you do have to consider it. But yeah, that is where the market is. Sorry to bore you guys if that was kind of the principle. What we'll do now is we'll actually look at all the holdbacks from last year, talk about why I've kept those animals back, and just show you them kind of a bit more of an exciting piece of the video. So let's get into the light box. So let's start off with the first holdback, which is this female pastel yellow belly desert ghost pied. So this is a really nice female that came from the first clutch of the year. I thought this girl was actually perished. If you think back to when I hatched this girl out, I was fairly sure that she had passed. So for her to still be here doing amazing is obviously great news. I don't think the colours are coming through, the yellows really. It's looking more cream on the camera, but this girl is beautiful. So you can see the really strong pastel influence, especially in the head there. The yellow belly pixelation coming through. Nice love heart here as well. But really nice female, up to about 750, 800 grams now. I do feed my holdbacks well, so that'll be a theme of today's video. I know that they're going to go off of food at about 1 kilo usually, so I try and get some food into them early so that if they do take a good period off 1 kilo, they in theory still breed at around 2 years old, 2.5 years old. So really nice female that I held back. Only the one holdback. All the other DG stuff kind of got moved or is going to be moved on. But yeah, super duper female that I'm really happy with. Keeping her and then hopefully looking to produce this with Enchi again next year. So the next animal, or next 3 animals I show you, will all be part of the same project. So it's starting that triple project. So this is a Mojave Fire triple het for Desert Ghost Clown Pied. So I'm effectively just going to obviously start the Desert Ghost Clown Pied project. So it's a long-winded way of getting there, but this is a female that I'll be keeping back to get there. You can see obviously the Mojave and the fire coming through. So not a genetically amazing animal, but obviously it's going to hold the key to the future that we're looking to obviously achieve, getting into that Desert Ghost Clown Pied project. And then if I just bring this girl in, this is, in fact, that doesn't really work, so let me take her out. This is a pastel pied, and this is double het for Desert Ghost Clown, so exactly the same project, but obviously this one is het for, or it's a visual pied, and then obviously a possible double het, but it brings in the visual element. Sticking on that chain, this girl, who is much smaller because she was being assist fed for a long time but is now taking small weaners on her own, also a pastel pied but from a different clutch. So the one on the right is only pos het clown, het Desert Ghost pos het clown. So 2 hopefully female pastel double hets to go into the Desert Ghost Clown project, and then also the Mojave Fire. So some 3 females to get into a triple visual project. So if we stick to the clown pie kind of theme, but go back to the to the single double, this is a Orange Dream Pinstripe Enchi double het for clown pied. Now I'm curious as to get your thoughts, guys, on whether this is also a yellow belly. Can you guys let me know in the comments? Do you think this is yellow belly? I'm not absolutely confident, but I'm also leaning towards it being a yellow belly. So yeah, I don't know. Just let me know in the comments. But Orange Dream, Enchy Pinstripe, double het clown pied. Pure reason I'm keeping her back is I don't have enough, or I don't in fact have any double het clown pieds with just some single codoms in there. So this girl is obviously going to increase the clown pied game further by having a 3 gene, potentially 4 gene Orange Dream combo, double het raising up in the rank. So the next animal in the Clown Pied project is this, which is a special Orange Dream Clown het for Pied. So this is a female that I will be keeping back. I was absolutely shocked when I saw or hatched out the special clown stuff. Bear with me as I just try and find the original special clown that I hatched out. So this here, if I bring this into frame, this here is the single gene special clown het for pied that I hatched out this year. Now this is unfortunately male, as I would really like to have kept this, but you can see what the Orange Dream is doing if I just bring them side by side, how much the Orange Dream is cleaning up those animals, cleaning down the alien heads, bringing in some extra blush in, and obviously bringing in those extra yellows. Just an absolutely incredible couple of combos. Not what I expected. The head stamp on that, I mean, you can just see Jesus in the head stamp. I think it's incredible. And then that's kind of a similar head stamp, but again, even more cleaned up still if I try and get her to move around. But yeah, so that's a really nice female, bring her back into shot, really nice female Orange Dream special clown het pied that I'm keeping. And I'm obviously keeping this because it's a clown het pied. So I've got a bunch of Orange Dream pied stuff sitting about, but I've not got many clowns. So this is definitely a female to keep back. And again, sticking on the clown pied theme, this girl's colours are not coming through on the camera whatsoever. She just looks almost single gene Orange Dream on the camera. She's absolutely buzzing in real life. This is a super Orange Dream pied, and then she is also het for clown. So you can see just a really, really beautiful expression of pied. As a low white pied fan, that is exactly what I would want to hit. Really stunning female, really kind of gutted to be honest that her colour's not coming through, but obviously everything from her will be Orange Dream, so moving forward it's just great to have that female in the collection. We'll be looking to do the Super Orange Dream Clown Pied next year. Obviously that's what I was looking for this year, but yeah, super female that I'm really happy to have hit and I'm holding back. Next up is not got any sort of doubles associated with it. So this is a Firefly Calico Pied. It's a Fire Pastel Calico Pied. You guys, I'm not going to bore you with how much I love the Calico Pied project. I absolutely love it. But this is just another female Calico Pied to keep, because unfortunately I've actually really missed on the Calico Pied odds over the last couple of years. I've only hit 2. Or 3, but only 2 females. So really happy to hatch another Calico Pied. Unfortunately, it does kind of is high white. I was hoping that Calico Pieds would kind of overrule some of those higher white genes, but not to be with fire. But we'll see what we can continue doing with the project. I still think there's potential to unlock pattern back, but we'll see. But yeah, a really nice Calico Pied. One I was holding back, but I'm now letting go, and will be leaving soon, is this Fire Yellow Belly Pied. I'm only showing her because she was a holdback. She's not anymore, but even more so to show you the difference between the Calico and the Yellow Belly. So Yellow Belly has that pixelated kind of computer pixelations. Calico has pixelations, but it's more like, you know, you'd find on a beach, like sandy kind of pixelation. So just a side by side of the 2 different variations. So really nice. But yeah, holding back this Calico female and letting go of this other girl that was a holdback. But when I do my unboxing video, I'll kind of explain why why I let this girl go. Right, and then we kind of come into the last 4 holdbacks. The one thing I will say is everything I held back this year was female. I didn't hatch any males that were going to benefit my collection greatly, so it is all females. But the next 4 were all from the same clutch, and the next, well, 3 of them are unfortunately in shed. But just because obviously the camera's here today, that's why I'm videoing. You still get an idea of what the animals are. So this is a Super Enchy Leopard Fire Pinstripe Yellow Belly Het Pied Posset Ultramel. How have I ID'd all of that? Well, Super Enchy for me is very apparent. That's what's giving it that leopard look, the really reduced look. The leopard again the leopard's what's coming in with that Super Enchy to get that colour, that pattern. The pinstripe is again for me very apparent. And then you've got the fire coming through. You can see the yellow belly if you look on the belly. So yeah, that's kind of the idea on that. Obviously really powerful, being the super enchy. Everything from her will be enchy. And then you've got the mix of leopard fire, pinstripe and yellow belly in the mix as well. Next up, and again in shed, is this enchy pinstripe calico yellow belly. Again, het pied posset clown. The one thing you'll find with a lot of these 4 animals is there's a lot of overlap in genetics. But the reason that I've kept all of these is they're all 100% het pied posset ultra male, so you don't know which are and which aren't going to be double hets. And if nothing else, there's some really powerful multi-gene combo het pieds. 3 of them have my calico gene in as well. Is it 3? 2 of them have the calico gene in, which I really like. So, but you can see this girl, enchy, pinstripe, and obviously a low expression calico here, and a really nice example of a yellow belly. So this girl's got the calico, which the previous girl didn't, so that's why I kept this girl. The next 2 are, in terms of hets, probably the best that I kept back this year. So this girl is a Orange Dream yellow belly leopard fire. Again, het pied posset ultramale. Sorry, boy, you keep saying that. I did keep all 4. Probably greedy, but the reason I kept this is this girl is Orange Dream, so I only hatched 2 Orange Dreams. So there's a theme coming in here. If you guys sit and write down all of the genetics, or what I'll get is my brother on the last animal to put all 4 genetics on the screen and a genetic count, so you can see why I've kept all 4, because I've got kind of like 2 of each codon kind of principle. But yeah, I'll make sure to get that in there. But really, really nice animal, this. As I say, Orange Dream is very obvious. Leopard is obvious. The fire, for me, is obvious when you compare it to her brother. And then it's yellow belly. In fact, let me just get her brother out so I can just show you how apparent that fire is. If I open up the right drawer. So, this is her brother, which admittedly is a lot smaller, but you can see the differences. So this is a leopard yellow belly. Leopard yellow belly. Is there something else going on? I can't remember. But basically one has fire and one doesn't. So you can see just the difference in the colour there. But this girl is not sitting still whatsoever. So we'll get on to the final animal. So the final animal is in shed, but is probably the creme de la creme of what I produced this last season. That's obviously not double visual, because you can't really top a DG pied, to be fair. But this is an absolute mouthful, right? So this is Orange Dream Yellow Belly, Enchy, I've got it wrong, ODYB, Enchy, Pinstripe, Calico Fire, Het Pied Posset, Ultramel. So you guys will remember over the past couple of years, I've produced ODYB, Enchy, Pinstripe, Calico, Het Pied Posset Clowns that have proved out to be double hets. This is the same combination, but when you add fire in on top, and you can see how much of a difference that fire is making. What an incredible animal. To talk you through the genetics, Orange Dream, it wouldn't be that vibrant without it. Pinstripe, you can see, Enchy's breaking it up, Calico, Yellow Belly, and then, yeah, the fire. If I just, one sec, let me grab the other version. So there is an ODYB Enchy Pinstripe Calico, and that's when you add the fire in. That's what the fire is doing. You can see the difference there. That's kind of what the fire is bringing in, but it is exactly the same genetics. But yeah, just an absolutely incredible female. And then the final holdback, guys, is not this female. I'm just pulling your leg. A little bit of a sneak peek for an upcoming unboxing / new pickups video. What do you guys think this animal is? Leave it in the comments and let me know what you think this animal could possibly be. But that being said, let's kind of wrap it up there. Those are the holdbacks for this year. So there we have it, guys. That is the holdbacks from the season. Sorry to kind of bore you guys or be depressing at the start of the video. We're talking about the market. Back to upbeat now. You've seen the animals. You've seen what I'm holding back this year. Some really nice animals. For me, there's still so much more to be done. But I know whenever people come around here, it's not an arrogance piece, but it's always, wow, your collection's really moving in the right direction, or is up there with the pied guys in the UK. And I appreciate that. But I'm holding back possets still. I'm holding back pied hets and things like that. You know, I'd love to be holding everything back double visual. But if you've got nowhere to go, you know, what are you in it for? So, yeah, that is everything I've held back this year. Thank you guys for your support. I shall soon be, or will have posted, a pairings video for next year by the time this comes out. I don't know which way I want to release them. But one way or another, let's go into another season, head, tail, hide, and see what we can produce. So, thanks as always, guys, for watching. I appreciate your time, and I shall see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.